off after like second year at university. I just kind of went through school all the time, and then just took 2 years and I was just really tired. So I just needed some time off, so I traveled for a bit and just worked. Yes. I don't know if that really answered your question.
Yeah, that's a good answer. Gain experience from that, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I think taking that time off, you realize how important it is that you need to recharge your energy and just, I guess, refocus what you really want in life. Yeah, so that's really important. I just learned that school is really fun.
Oh yeah, I have lots of experiences. It's always good. I traveled for a while after I got out of high school. And then I went to university for a while, and I went and traveled in the States. And all these experiences, they challenged me to think about things differently. And that was always the most useful thing about it. It challenges you to think differently, and it puts you in different situations that kind of, even when you're in school, you have a certain perspective, and you're putting a certain part of your brain and of your personality to test. You go and put yourself in different situations. You get to understand yourself more. The more situations you go into, the more you understand yourself.
Would you feel different if you would not make, such changes?
I think so, yeah. I think I would definitely feel very different because, you wouldn't know who you are really. You wouldn't know what you're capable of, good and bad. Under pressure and different situations.
Away from society. In a way, have you ever been in that type of situation?
Yes, I have. I think it's quite helpful, and it allows you to. It's a needed skill. You have to know when to be true to yourself. Right. Tune in, turn on, drop out.
There you go. You just quoted what he was doing exactly.
Well, I grew up with hippies.
Good.
So, so my family did that. I don't know that I would drop out quite as much as my family did because there are some things that I like about society. But I did see that experience, and I know that it works out for some. And I think that whatever you do, you have to be willing. You have to believe in it enough to take whatever consequences come. So if that means civil disobedience for whatever reason, that's good. People should have the willingness to put themselves on the line for something they believe in, but you also have to take what consequences come, right? So I'm not sure not paying my taxes is, I want the consequences enough. But I know some people who don't pay their taxes because they don't want it to fund the military. And so they withhold that part, and, that kind of stuff. I think that's good.
My presentation is about, I would like basically try to convince people that, stepping away is not necessarily bad. That's basically...
well, you got me pre-convinced.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
I'm an easy sell.
Thank you. Bye. Have no money whatsoever, kind of thing.
No, not personally. I've always been pretty well taken care of. I don't think it's good to just drop out and never go back to school, because then you're just spending a lot of unnecessary money and it's completely wasted. What about you? Why did you drop out of high school?
I've dropped out 3 times and gone back.
Did you go back?
I've gone back, but I still haven't finished it.
Do you think it was beneficial? Was it beneficial for you?
No, it would definitely be nice to have high school under my belt.
You don't have high school under your belt?
But I'd have some, like a college course.
I don't think you can really... I mean, if you're really crafty and have other skills, then maybe it's okay to step away from it and experience the world in that other way. But I think for the most part, for most people, school is probably the best way to go in today's society, unless you want to go out and build yourself a cabin and plant potatoes and live off the land, which is an option.
What about, say, self-education?
You're right. You can, if you're really determined, that's probably more important than learning, I guess, from school. I still think you'd be faced with a lot of challenges. It's definitely doable. It just depends on person to person, who the person is and where their skills lie.
In situation where you had to like step away from everything.
Oh yeah, I don't like society, and I spend my life trying to step away from it.
Yeah. Experiences.
Well, I believe that personal freedom is one of the most important things that we can have as human beings. So, to me, I don't think it was ever a matter of choice. It was just a matter of being who I was. And so, I mean, it's just a process of refining who you are when you decide to make changes in your life that may or may not go with the normal, prescribed ideals of what society, success offer.
Yeah.
You know. So, I mean, to me, it's about freedom, independence. Just going with what feels right to you and not necessarily what other people tell you is right. You know, believing in a greater good.
Yeah.
You know, instead of just believing that you can't change the world, believing that if you are who you are and you believe what you believe, that maybe you can make a difference, even if it is stepping away from what society wants you to be.
Do you think the education system designed to, teach people about, things like that or happiness itself?
No, it's not, and I think one of the problems is that even in in university it gets a little more interesting, but when kids are in elementary and high school, they're just taught rote facts and memorization. They're not taught how to think, and that is a problem. I think that we should be teaching kids how to critical think. I think we should be teaching kids how to be compassionate.
I disagree. Everybody should learn how to think on their own. No school should teach you how to think.
Oh no, it shouldn't be teaching you how, but it should be equipping you with tools. Giving you things to think about. Well, yeah, like instead of telling you about the Second World War and asking you to memorize a bunch of names and dates, it would make more sense if you were told about the Second World War and then asked to think about it and asked to provide your ideas.
Reflect.
What causes it? What conflicts were involved? What human issues took part? What psychology was involved to create these issues? How can we stop them from happening again? Et cetera, et cetera.
Let's think you around you.
I did multiple times. I did, and I actually felt happy at that time. Very, very happy. And at the same time, I can't say myself that like I'm comfortable with a lot of regular people. So I don't know where it brought me. I most definitely learned a lot from it.
Mm-hmm.
But what will happen next, I don't know.
What actually defines human being?
It's a big difference between a pack of wolves, as the humanity is living itself with wars and actual humanity and compassion and people helping each other. At the same time, every time I get into humanity and see all of the little social games that it plays, it kind of drags you back into it and makes you disgusted with it and give up your own values. So how to stay as a whole human being and a part of the society, that's another question. That's the biggest question in my opinion.